There are places we return to not because they're beautiful, but because they remember us. For me, it's the Meadowbrook Parkway. I know every bend, every overpass, the way the sun settles between the trees late in the afternoon, casting long shadows across the asphalt, as if even daylight is reluctant to leave. I've made this drive more times than I can ever count. Not because I've had somewhere to be, because sometimes the only thing that makes sense is to keep moving. The city slowly loosens its grip. Buildings surrender to trees. The trees yield to marsh. Marsh gives way to open sky. And somewhere along the way, the air changes. You turn off the air conditioner and roll down the windows without thinking. Salt. Warm grass. A breeze that has traveled farther than you have. It always feels like crossing into another life. It's strange what the mind chooses to carry when there's nothing to do but follow the white lines. Old conversations. The sound of someone's laugh, a smile you were never sure meant anything. The unbearable weight of almost. I've learned that a crush can ache without a single promise ever needing to be broken. No harm, no foul, no betrayal, no goodbye. Just the quiet grief of discovering that two hearts can beat beneath the same sky and never once find the same rhythm. The Meadowbrook has listened to those thoughts without interruption, mile after mile, and it has let me rehearse conversations that never happened, confessions never spoken, goodbyes never required. And it still carries me east. Eventually, the road narrows toward the water and the marsh opens, the horizon stretches, the bridge rises. And for a moment, everything feels suspended. The car, the wind, the years. Then the beach appears, not all at once. Just enough to remind you that every road, no matter how beautiful, must end somewhere. I leave the car the same way I always do, slowly, as though I'm arriving at someone's home, and the ocean is already speaking, not in words, in waves, each one reaching farther than the last, touching the shore for the briefest moments before surrendering to the pull that called it back. I used to think that was tragic. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe love was never meant to be measured by how long it stayed. Maybe its worth was always found in the courage to arrive at all. And I watch footprints appear beside the water only to disappear moments later. The tide isn't cruel. It isn't merciful. It simply refuses to keep anything that doesn't belong to it. And I wonder if the heart should learn to do the same. The sun begins its descent, painting the water with colors that exist only for a few borrowed minutes. People stop talking, even strangers, as though everyone understands that some things are too beautiful to interrupt. And I think about everyone I've almost loved. everyone I've never had the chance to, everyone I convinced myself would somehow find me. And for a moment, the ache returns. Not sharp, just familiar. Like an old friend taking the seat beside me without asking. The wind carries it away before I can hold on to it. Darkness arrives the way it always does. Quietly. Without permission. And I stand and I brush the sand from my hands and I begin to walk back to the car. And tomorrow, the tide will erase every footprint I saw today. The sun will set again. The waves will return without remembering my name. And somehow, I'll find myself driving east again. Not because I'm waiting for love to find me here, but because somewhere between the highway and the sea, between motion and stillness, between hope and acceptance, I've discovered that some roads don't lead us to the people we've been searching for. They lead us again and again back to ourselves.